What's going on, everyone? Happy Tuesday to everyone. Hopefully everyone is doing well, staying safe. If you had to take a COVID test, hopefully you have tested negative. If you did test positive, I hope you have a full and speedy recovery with no long COVID issues. Today is Tuesday, January 16th, 2024. We're doing a special topic today. No, this is not the daily pandemic update. That will come later today. We have to do a video on sending your kid to school with COVID because it's about to become a much bigger deal now. It's been happening all along. There's been parents that tested and they say, oh, well, we just won't report it to the school, or fine, you're going to school, we're not going to test because I don't have time for my kid to be out of school. Whatever the case may be. In Oakland, California now, it's about to be, well, if they're positive, they can go to school. Of course, there are limitations to this, but you shouldn't be going to school at all if you're positive. Oakland schools allow COVID positive students to attend class. Thousands of students in the Oakland Unified School District are returning to their classrooms after winter break with less COVID-19 rules imposed by the district. OUSD announced new COVID isolation protocols Monday for students and school staff members based upon updated guidance from the California Department of Public Health. In a turnaround from 2020's strict stay-at-home protocols, students can now go to class even if they test positive for the virus, according to a message from the OUSD COVID response team. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Let's continue on because there's more about this. COVID positive students no longer have to stay home as long as they do not have symptoms, according to district officials. Asymptomatic COVID positive students should wear a mask at school while indoors, the response team added. Okay, what about lunchtime? Are they going to remain masked at lunchtime? Or are they going to be wearing the proper mask, KN95 or an N95 or better? Or does this include a loose cloth mask or a surgical mask, which we know does not work as well as a higher quality mask? Are they going to provide ventilation, such as air purifiers? Are they? HEPA air purifiers? This sounds like a very flawed situation, and there are so many reasons why this is wrong. Asymptomatic spread is real. Asymptomatic spread can spread to someone else. Also, not everyone develops symptoms right away. So yes, you may send them to school asymptomatic in the morning. Then by the afternoon, they are throwing up, they are coughing, they have a fever, they have fatigue. And even if you are asymptomatic, you need to get as much rest as possible. Even asymptomatic COVID cases can lead to long COVID. So there are so many reasons why this is wrong, and that's just a couple of them. Let's go over to my website real quickly. COVID in kids. We saw back in 2022, COVID hospitalizations in kids was going up, and that's true right now. There are kids in the hospital with COVID across the country. When I was a kid and I was sick with a virus or something, I did not go to school when I was sick. When I worked shift work several years ago, I did not go to work at the drugstore, Rite Aid, that I worked at when I was sick. I had to call out. Now I get it. There are circumstances where parents have to work and they don't have someone to watch their kids during the day. In those circumstances, yes, I mean, you have to do something about it. I mean, maybe you do have to send them to school. But you have to at least make the effort to find a way to keep your kid home from school when they're positive from COVID, even if asymptomatic, because asymptomatic spread is real, and we do know that long COVID is real. Number one, they can spread it to other kids. Number two, they could then spread it to their families at home. You don't know what the situation is. There could be another kid that is high risk with asthma or COPD. They could have family members at home that have asthma or COPD or something that, if they catch COVID, it could be really bad. Plus, 16% of children, let's click on this one here. This is from my website. This is just an archive of information. I document this stuff. 16% of children experienced long COVID after infection. A review of 15,000 patients revealed that 16% of children who were infected with COVID experienced long COVID symptoms 3 months after infection. Females were likely to report symptoms, but that does not imply that they were more susceptible to long COVID. Get where I'm coming from here? Long COVID is real. Asymptomatic spread is real. And as I said before, when you have COVID, you need as much rest as possible. Sending your kid to school, You're not going to get the full rest because number one, they're trying to learn. Number two, physical education class, gym class. We all had it when we went to school, right? Physical education. You could be playing dodgeball, gymnastic related stuff. You could be doing track and field. Who knows what? And here you are, positive with COVID, though be it asymptomatic. It can still develop into long COVID because you did not get the proper amount of rest. Please, we need to do better. If your child is positive with COVID and you are able to keep them home, you have someone that can watch them for the day. Maybe it's yourself, maybe it's a relative, maybe it's a friend. If you have some way of keeping them home where they can be guarded, by all means, please do so. Do not send your child to school positive for COVID, even if it is asymptomatic. It is wrong. I don't know why we are trying to normalize this. It is just totally ridiculous. I get it. Kids missed some time in school back in 2020 because of COVID outbreaks. Fine. But we don't need to act like that was the end of the world. Oh, we can't ever allow this to happen again. They must go to school while they are sick. No, that is wrong. The virus is still out there. The virus is still causing long COVID. There's a lot of things we do not know about this virus. It started in 2020. It's only 2024. This is technically the 5th year. We're about to go into the 5th spring pretty soon with COVID running rampant. And here we are, we're treating like it's no big deal, which is not the case. Do we not realize that just for COVID alone last week, there were well over 2,000 deaths last week? Yeah, deaths are still happening. There were thousands of deaths of flu. Between COVID and death, there were over 5,000 deaths last week. We can't normalize sending people to school and even work. This can go beyond this. People are being told to go to the office while sick now. It's not right. Even asymptomatic spread can cause real harms to other people. And if you're going to tell people to mask, you need to tell them to wear a KN95 or one of these, an N95 or better. You need proper air quality and ventilation from HEPA air purifiers to help limit the spread as much as possible. We can't just do things half, you know what? We just can't. We can't do things half alpha. We need to take this seriously and we need to deal with it seriously. Alright, that is all I want to talk about this morning. We will do the regular pandemic update later today. If you like what you see here, give the video a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe to my channel down below. I know this was a bit different than what we normally do, but this is a rant that is well needed because I'm fed up, and you should be fed up too because this is not right. Again, Oakland, California, they're not the first place to do it. They won't be the last place to do it. It's been falling between the cracks the whole time. Oakland schools allow COVID positive students to attend class. That headline says it all. It's totally ridiculous, and you should be writing to your school district and stressing your concerns why you don't want this to happen. Make sure you do not let your child's school district do this. Alrighty, thanks for watching. I will see you all again later in the day. Take care and stay safe, everyone.